Hey guys, this is a special Sunday edition of my channel. I took off today to go finish watch Super Bowl. First off, hats off to Kansas City Chiefs for winning another Super Bowl. Kind of wish they put less star power on Taylor Swift and more on the players who actually are playing the game. But once again, I'm doing a Sunday special. I'll be on vacation next week, so I'll probably be doing some videos on Sunday, Monday, and maybe Tuesday. Maybe not. Oh, sure. I'm on vacation next week, next Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I may videos or I may just not doing it at all until Wednesday. So letting you guys know. But today's special day. Uh, special day today because it's special day today. Today's video is going to be about what I got to read it here because I wrote it down. When a gamer says that Xbox Microsoft may go the way of Sega Atari, but they're not the same. Let's talk. And I put down the description third party. We still don't know what Phil Spencer and the Microsoft Xbox team is going to come up with. We don't know for sure. It's only speculation. Once again, speculation. But I can say this. Okay, I can say this. It's looking more and more likely that games will probably go third party more on Microsoft's end to other platforms, only because they want to get people to buy the games, but also expose people to what Microsoft has to offer, and maybe hope have them buy an Xbox system. I'm still believing that Xbox will probably go to a streaming device. I know RGB285 talked about it really well. I talked about it really well. Many YouTube talked about it really well. That that the Xbox is going to go the way of third party. Well, take a drink here. Not in the way of third party you and I are thinking, or it's like Sega, because Sega is extreme. The extreme utmost third party is Sega or Atari. I think Atari's kind of defunct anyway too. Anyway, well they got came back. They came back more as a streaming box thing. But anyway, though, more like Sega. Why did Sega go third party? Because he had no choice. Like I said about a couple videos ago, Sega was put in a situation where they had to go third party. They go third party or they go bankrupt. That's just still how it was. Microsoft didn't have that issue. If Xbox was on its own without Microsoft, yeah, they'd probably be going third party officially because they wouldn't be able to sustain all the money they're losing. But because they have a $3 trillion company that's part of the umbrella called Microsoft, and Xbox is a division under that umbrella, there's no way that Microsoft is going to get rid of a company that makes them $2 billion a year on digital sales, even only on Game Pass only, not including the games they put on Steam already, and partnerships you're going to get with other companies. Because games cost money, folks. Let's be very simple about it. The only people who are mad about this are the fanboys that seem to think they'd be burned because they went and bought an Xbox, and all they buy is Xbox. Listen, if you're that gullible to go buy an Xbox every time, even though you need to be a little more smarter than the average bear, then you have a lot more problems than worrying about Xbox. Okay, Xbox is the least of your worries. You need to be focused on some serious life changes because right now there is no way, shape, or my mind that you can tell me with a straight face that Xbox is gonna listen to what a bunch of gamers who sit at home in their parents' basement or their houses or apartments and play Xbox what they want. Microsoft wants to hear everybody's feedback, yes, but in the day, Microsoft is the one that has to tell the shareholders, not us. Crap Gamer and the rest of these fanboys are not going to be running and talking to you know, talking to these shareholders. Phil Spencer and the rest of Xbox and Microsoft has to tell the shareholders. And that's where I think privately owned companies are a better source because you have more freedom to be an individual and not plugged into a collective like they're a Borg or whatever. But going back to third party, if Microsoft does sell a lot of their games to third party, who is it hurt? Who's it hurting? It's surely not hurting Microsoft because they're making money off it now. Only people it's hurting are the Xbox fanboys that assume they have some connection with Microsoft, assume they have some love affair with Phil Spencer. That's something kind of funny and weird to me. That they assume they have some type of admiration or respect with a person who didn't even know who they are. So when Sega went third party, like I said, they had to. It was do or die. The Dreamcast was not a bad console, but they didn't you know the NEC didn't have enough chips, and PS2 came out and just tore up, and just went like a bull in a china shop, it just destroyed everything. And and Sega being who they are, they put their games on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. Um, Sega first about going into a console, creating a console with Sony. Of course, Sega, we don't want you guys. You guys are inexperienced. Well, you found out how much inexperienced they are when they're putting the for sale fine, for sale sign, on their hardware division and selling it, and and closing down the hardware division. So it's one of the big what ifs. Sega partnered with Sony and became this Sega Station thing. It could have been something, but the world may never know. So Sega goes third party, um, and had a lot of great games. Crazy Taxi was a great game that came on Xbox. A fun game to play. Um, Jet Set Radio Future was another good game. I mean, it's a good game that came on the Xbox and even PlayStation. Mostly the Xbox got a lot of the exclusive games that they got. And Dragon Fang, Dragonfly Gun, or Planet Zoo Tracker, or whatever that game was called. You're riding a dragon, whatever it is, you're riding the dragon running around. Plasma Dagoon, whatever it was called. But anyway, though, not important. But those games were really good on the Xbox, original Xbox, and sold Xboxes. That's why people bought an Xbox to play Crazy Taxi, and relive somewhat of of the Sega lifestyle maybe they had before. So that kept Xbox going, and Sega kept going with games. And Atari had a good system, but they had fell out and lost it all and became a third party at the end too as well. But their demise was a lot more harder than Sega was. But still, nonetheless, a third party at one time they were, probably still is a little bit, but very few fleeting games coming out. But I think the biggest thing to take from this is that we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or this week coming up. We don't know. What we do know is this: there's a possibility, yes, that Microsoft will go third party. There's a possibility, yes, they'll create an all digital system. There's a possibility, yes, they'll probably, to put their games on competing hardware. There's a possibility of all of these things happening. But you know what, though? If what Phil Spencer told Crap Gamer 10 years ago, when Crap Gamer was upset about Quantum Break going to PC, and Phil Spencer said it best: what is wrong with giving everyone an opportunity to enjoy Xbox or Microsoft products? And Phil's right. There's nothing wrong with sending some games out. I think time exclusives are fine. Look at Spider-Man Remastered and Spider-Man Miles Morales. I didn't buy a PS5. I wanted to play Spider-Man Morales. I waited long enough and it came on PC. I bought it on PC. Both of the games are on PC. And I beat Spider-Man on PS4. I'm gonna probably beat it again on PC eventually. But what the differences between what Sega and what Sony did and what PlayStation and what Xbox did, Microsoft, was they released all their games day one on Game Pass and also on Steam. What they need to do, if they really want to maximize sales, They need to put the games on one or the other. Do a time release up to 1 year on Game Pass, then move it over to Steam, or 6 months for Steam and maybe a year for PlayStation. That way, you saturate the market enough you can. You get enough money as you can. Because once it goes to PC, it's going to be, it's going to grow a little more, especially if the game's really good and hyped and works real well. Then it goes from there to PlayStation or the Switch, and they're about as much Switches and PS5s as they are. So they'll go very good too as well. Game like Hi-Fi Rush will sell very well on Switch, especially the portable aspect of it. And you play online with friends if online play is there. Um, the same with the Starfield on PlayStation. If online play is there and they can get online play where you can communicate with friends on Xbox and PlayStation, once again cross platforming, that would be very good. I mean, you open line communication. Um, but I don't think that's going to be that way. I don't think it's going to be that kosher. They'll probably take out a lot of the online features for games like this and give only single player games to PlayStation and keep a lot of multiplayer stuff over for on Xbox and PC. That's what makes people buy an I know a PS4 or PS5 or whatever, PS4 Pro, PS5, PS5 Pro. People want. They want exclusives that draw them towards the platform. And that's why you have games like Spider-Man 2 and Miles Morales, Spider-Man Remastered, and Last of Us, and I forgot the game. Sorry. Many different games out there like that, and you know, Forbidden West, and many games like that are tremendously great PlayStation games that are selling gangbusters. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of fall. Is where okay, well they think, well, we're buying this game, we're playing these games. They're good, but they're not PlayStation caliber good or great. And that's where I think Microsoft kind of is mad because they're looking at their game lineup, all of these game companies, and yet Redfall, like I said, went down the toilet. Starfield didn't meet expectations, and I'm supposed to run and buy an Xbox because of brand loyalty. I thought maybe brand loyalty came with the games you were given that were great. That's why the Sega Dreamcast sold well. PS2 sold extremely well, even though PS2 was limited in game design. It was more of a souped up DVD player, gaming at the secondary, but it still sold like hotcakes because it's the cheapest DVD player you can have. So if the games weren't great to your liking, you can always use it as a DVD player. Once again, versatility. Um, and if Sega Dreamcast had a DVD player, it could have, you kept it alive a little longer, but they didn't. So that being said, folks, I think it's kind of funny that their Game Pass subscriptions and selling their Xbox stuff and running around and freaking out over nothing more than just a tweet that was taken out of context. And I agree myself sometimes. I do fan the flames of not false information, but of a narrative that has a deeper, more sinister style. I'm not a sinister person, but maybe sometimes I'm playing the flames sometimes that act like I'm not trying to fan the flames. I'm not trying to fan the flames at all. I'm trying to get people to think in a different realm, think fourth dimensionally, not three dimensionally. That if Microsoft really wanted to do this, would they just do it and now announce the world what they're doing? Would they have emergency broadcast come up say, "Hey guys, we're doing this," and it could be. That little drum picture I saw that thumbnail I did with the drum picture of the 2 terabyte Xbox S series. It's supposed to be a little more powerful than the original X series. will be the norm probably. Yes, like a cylinder. Yes, it's like a like a trash can. You know what though? If it plays games good and has good power and it runs well and it does what it needs, it does what it's supposed to do, people probably will buy it more. But you got to give people value for them to keep coming back to your products. And Microsoft didn't have much value because the games they released are garbage. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is just another Call of Duty game. Modern Warfare 3 was just a damn, DLC download content. It wasn't anything good. Yes, bring all the other Call of Duty and put them on Game Pass. Yes, that will help. But will it draw people away from PlayStation? Probably not. Because they can go buy a PC, a cheap little PC, a gaming rig, and go play it on there. Or buy a TV with Game Pass already included and play it on there. They don't have to have an Xbox. That's why I think where Sega had to do a different way where Microsoft is doing it this way. Microsoft had to stay alive. I mean, again, Sega had to stay alive. They had to keep their doors open, so they went third party and did all this stuff. Okay, and is what is making people like me question it is they want us to buy the games, but they gave us all these options to not buy an Xbox. The question is, why do you have an Xbox to sell in the first place? That's a $64 million question that no one can actually answer, that no one can actually tell me. Why do they have an Xbox if you don't need an Xbox? Like the analogy, if a tree falls in the forest and no one on it here to still make a sound. But do you have great games on Microsoft and you can play them anywhere? Do you still have to buy an Xbox? That's another relevant question. If I can play games on my gaming rig that has a better graphics card, better processor, more RAM, and it's faster generally, why am I going to run out there and go buy an Xbox X Series that's slower, that takes up a little more room that I have predetermined? And I don't use my Xbox only for YouTube TV. Peacock Wrestling and YouTube Premium. So why am I going to run out there and go buy an Xbox for something that I'm not going to use? That's the thing. If I can't get $500 worth of product out of it, why am I going to spend $500 for stuff? The game rig cost me $700 to get built first time. Altogether, spent about $3 grand with stuff in here. I spent money on games, not $3 grand, but I use it enough for YouTube and stuff like that, and that it justified the buying the stuff and getting it installed. But when you go out and buy a console for $500, the only games you have are games on Game Pass that are old or games that didn't sell very well, like Redfall. Yes, you have games, Sleep Child, like you have Forza and you have Horizon 2 and great games like that, and Horizon 3, great games coming out or out right now. But unless you're a racing buff, there ain't much there to look at. And I'm going to hear the story about, oh, there's a lot of games you can play to a classic. Yeah, but when I buy a brand new game, I want to play brand new franchise. Console, I want to play some brand new games. I just beaten Dead Space. I'm playing it again on the new Game Plus. I'm playing Dead Space right now again. Why? I beat it yesterday. I'm playing it again because it's fun. Play hard difficulty. It's giving me value to go back to it. I got other games I can play. I have Batman Arkham Knight I haven't touched yet, and I have other games like that. But I'm playing games that are fun to me. Not saying that what I'm playing is the latest and greatest, no. But if I can play Dead Space and you can get Dead Space 3 on Game Pass, non remastered, but if I can get games On Game Pass that are games I want to play, I will buy Game Pass and use it. Same with PlayStation Plus and Nintendo Switch Online stuff. If I can get value in that, I will go towards that. But I will not go towards it if I don't get value for it. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of fall off the wagon, where there is a situation at hand where there's a company out there like Microsoft selling us on buying an Xbox, but you don't need to buy an Xbox. You can play this on TVs and cell phones and refrigerator doors and your TV shower, your gaming rig, your Tesla. But you don't. But go buy an Xbox. Come on. You just mentioned 7 ways I can play without having an Xbox. Now you want me to go out there and go spend $500 on an Xbox? This is why they're not selling this stuff. It's simple. The Xbox fanboys are going to buy whatever Xbox tells them, and that's fine. But the consumer's like, you know what? Play Xbox games, but I also want to play other games too. I'm gonna go buy a gaming rig. I saw on Best Buy 2 weeks ago people buying gaming rigs because one person said, "I'm getting a game rig because it's the ultimate Xbox. I can play Xbox, I can play PlayStation, I can play Steam, Ubisoft, and name off the name of the company he can play games." Same that I did. So to tell somebody they have to have an Xbox is like saying, you know, it's like saying you don't have to breathe, or you grow these three magic beans, and the beanstalk will grow out of your backyard. It's a myth. You don't have to have an Xbox now. All you have to have is a working, capable computer, TV, tablet, whatever that can download the app, and a Game Pass card or a credit card or debit card to use to purchase Game Pass and intervals that you choose and play the games. So going the way of Sega, not quite way of Sega and Atari. But will they go there? They'll probably sell their games they'll probably license their games out to different companies, Nintendo, Sony, stuff like that, and maybe even Amazon, and allow them to use their services. Now, will Amazon Prime get the Xbox treatment, and get the app where they can play games? They probably would. Why not? If you have an Amazon Fire TV, you can download the Xbox app and play Xbox games off your Fire TV. That's more money they're getting. Now, if you already have an account, doesn't really matter. You're just carrying it over. But if you're a brand new person, man, that's an extra $50 every 3 months, or almost $20 a month. You know, they're getting from you. So it adds up. So I think people need to just calm down, pay attention to what's going on, read the room, read the room. I don't think they said Xbox is going to go away. I think what they're saying is they're going to take a different approach to the situation. They're probably going to phase out the Xbox X series as we know it and bring in the drum like circle we talked about, round drum that is all digital, and put that in its place. And if you have Xbox account already, and if you bought games physically, they'll probably give you a free download code to let download the game again to your new Xbox. They'll probably do that, or they should do that. Especially if you bought a lot of disc-based games that you cannot play on a disc, a discless system. So I don't think they're going to get rid of the Xbox per se, but they're getting rid of the format that we're accustomed to. That's where I've been reading this over and over again, really getting into it, digging into it, and researching this. I think they're going to be digging out, saying, "Okay, we're going to go this way. Okay, we're going to try this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take Xbox to an all digital system." They'll probably still have a console coming out. It'll just be a little circle drum or a little soda can that has Xbox on it, and you put it in your thing, and that's your console, all digital. And it could be. And if that's the case, that's fine. But I feel that they'll probably do that only because they want to keep the Xbox fanboys from morphing into fanboy rangers and running around with their Zords and threatening to burn stuff down, destroy everything. So to keep those freaks, from going absolute ape shit crazy, but also keep the consumer from just totally banning Microsoft altogether. Because once they realized that Xbox is no longer making consoles, they went, "Oh my god, they went out of business." And they stopped worrying about Xbox. I don't think Microsoft is going to shut down Xbox division because it still makes money. What I think they'll probably do is shut down a physical division area, what they already did, and shut down all their physical distribution centers, physical game departments in every game company they own, from Bethesda, all of them, Activision, Xbox. They already did, and they'll probably do more and have there's nothing but just all digital distribution going through from this part on, and that is fine as long as they keep the Xbox in people's homes or an option to have an Xbox in people's homes. I think a lot of people are losing their mind because they thought, well, oh my God, Microsoft getting out of the systems. I didn't hear them say we're getting out of the system. They're saying they're changing the way they look at things. When they do, sorry guys, silences. When they say, when I said Sega and Atari, they had to go third party. And then the thing, like I said, I think Atari went out of business anywhere close to it. Sega went third party is the best thing for them because they're making more money on just game sales and licensing their game out to Nintendo and doing the Sonic thing than they are ever making on their own. So they'll probably do something like that. But like I said, Sega had to. Microsoft is a $3 trillion company. Xbox making $2 billion, I think, a year in revenue on Game Pass. No, they're not going to shut down Xbox over a bad game because the consoles are not moving. They got to figure out something what to do. So they'll probably create an all digital system and see how it works. If they didn't give about a year, 6 months. If that doesn't work, then I'll probably go push the panic button because yeah, they're probably gonna get rid of it. Companies don't want to have something that's bleeding money, even though they're a $3 trillion company. Microsoft still has family to feed, mouths to feed, and people to put to pay their bills. And if Xbox can't do it, I say they cut them loose and let them dissolve. But they won't because the money they're making is decent. Like I said though, Microsoft makes 99% of their profits from Windows sales, operating system sales. They don't make a lot of money off the Xbox stuff, but they have it because it's extra gravy or frosting on the cake, so to speak. And everyone loves the gravy, loves frosting from now and now. Some people like to have a little extra frosting or gravy once in a while. So having that extra income come in doesn't hurt them. Like, hey, look, stockholders, we got an extra $2.5 billion from this Xbox thing. Oh, that's great. We're still a 3 point whatever $1 trillion company. All right, and that's fine, long as they're making money. But the Xbox side, yeah, we're only we won't only gain 3.1. Boo! The investors just be saying because they're not making money off it. So it's common sense, folks. Microsoft and Xbox are a gaming company, but they're also companies. One hence the word companies. They both have CEOs. They both have understaffed presidents. They both have worker bees in the bottom. You have to put everything in situations and notice when you're doing something like this. They're not going to just start firing people at the right for no reason whatsoever. This has been going through way before the acquisition. I think acquisition hurt them more because they had to sit there and go, okay, we spent all this $1 million in legal fees. We spent $69 billion on this company. We have Redfall came out in Bethesda that went down the toilet. What the hell are we doing now? The honeymoon is over with now. We need to start getting some damn money in here. And that's what Microsoft is trying to do. And with Sega didn't have the resources that Microsoft had, but they had the gaming knowledge. You know what? We're going to make games, and that's what they've been doing ever since. Microsoft has the money to think, you know what? We'll keep pumping out Xboxes and never sell them, or let's reinvent ourselves. And they're probably reinventing themselves as a digital service. This is what I've been reading to, and I've been writing it down for the last 3 days, and I circled it and said, this is what they're doing. They're going to go digital service. And myself, RGB285, many people say the exact same thing. They're probably going to go to a digital service, still have a console coming out, but be digital formatted, where it's only going to be online, nothing else, no thrills, no extra disk drive you can buy, no disk optional drive, just straight digital. And for those who bought your games physically, they'll probably have access to go in there in your account and get a credit for them and get a code and download them for free and just take the disc and bring it to GameStop or whatever and trade it in. And you get a free up, hopefully a free upgrade all the games you bought. But it depends on EA and Ubisoft, whoever, if they want to do that or not. If they're not dicks, they'll do that. If they're dicks, they won't care. But if they want to keep you coming back for more, they're going to say, yeah, I'll go ahead and send a code to you. You go ahead and download it again. And, and that's fine. Because most of the games on Xbox anyway are just digital codes anyway. Now, not all of them, but most of them are. So I think that we all need to really simmer down a little bit, take a deep breath, exhale, and understand that Microsoft and Xbox are a company. They're not our friends. They're not our buds. We ain't gonna bust open a cap and have some beer with them. They're probably great people. Phil Spencer's probably a great guy to hang out with. But he's a multi-millionaire, billionaire who has a company that having trouble selling Xboxes. So in the future, let's not jump the gun on this stuff. Let's use some common sense. Let's think about this. This Christ 169. See you guys later. Peace out.